Hey everyone, and welcome back to Nutty Chess Tips with me, Nutty T. This is the first video of 2024 and I'm going to take you through some lines and attacking chess to beat your opponent if they play the Owens defense. So, as usual, check it out. This is a flexible opening so you can play d4 or e4. So, let's go. d4, b6, e4, bishop b7, now we go bishop d3, knight f6, knight c3, e6, and now we simply go knight g to e2. Now, these are the most common lines. There is a gambit line which I'll show in a future video, but in this video I'm going to show you what happens when your opponent plays either d5, c5 or bishop b4. First off, we'll go c5. Now, if they go c5, push the pawn to d5. If they take, we simply take back. When they take with the knight, we simply take with our knight. They take with the bishop, and then here, castle and get our king safe. Now, the most common move is bishop e7, just trying to get their king castled and to safety. When they play this move, I simply go on the attack with knight f4. Now, they usually bring the bishop back to b7. If they do this, then I go rook e1. Iron up this line. If your opponent thinks we'll just get castled to safety, then we come in with queen h5. And now we're looking at mate in 1. If they play f5, I love this move, which is rook e5. Now, if they go to threaten this rook with the bishop, now we simply come in and attack again with bishop c4. I had this over the board. The opponent just played d5. Here, I simply took with the knight, and when they take with the bishop, we do this move, rook takes on d5. And now, obviously, you can see the danger with the bishop eyeing up the king, as well as the rook threatening the queen. The queen went to e7, and now we simply go boom. Rook d7. We've got a check with the bishop against the king, and we're also eyeing up this queen with the rook. So this is just resignable here. So let's go back. So what if after this check your opponent just goes king h8? Well, now we have this move, skadoosh, knight g6 checkmate, and this is a beautiful checkmate. So let's go back. So what if they go bishop b4 here? If they go bishop b4, I have this a lot online. I go a3. Now, when they take, you can now see the power of this knight on e2. We simply take back with the knight. Now here they usually go d5, and we go e5. If they go knight e4, we simply go queen g4. And now we're eyeing up this. So now they usually go g6. If they go g6, I simply take the knight with the bishop. When they take back, instead of taking, we go bishop g3. And now they can never take this pawn on d4 because if they do, go rook d1. And now if the queen moves out of danger, again, we come in with this move. Boom. Checkmate with the rook. So let's go back. So what happens if your opponent goes knight d7? Now if they go knight d7, again, we go queen g4. Iron up this pawn on g7. If they go g6 again, we have the same move, bishop g5. And now if they go f6, we simply come in with the check. If they protect with the queen, take. When they take back, we simply come in with the pawn, check. When they move back to f7, castle, and as you can see, we're just winning here. If h6, we simply retreat to f4. If they then threaten the bishop again, we simply take the weak pawn on c7. And as you can see, their king's exposed and we just have a better structure. So let's go back. So the final move in this line is d5. And I love this line and I get it a lot over the board. And now we go on the attack with the pawn to e5. Now there's two moves your opponent can do, is e4 or d7. First off, we'll go e4. There's two moves you can do here. I used to take with the knight, and when they take back with the pawn, I used to give this check. When they move here, we move back, and when they go b5, we just move back to b3 with the bishop. We then start making a pawn chain and carry on playing chess. But I was watching a few videos and I saw this move which surprised me from the butcher Mio, and he played this move which is knight b1. I studied this and found it a very innovative move, and so when they play c5, we simply go c3, guarding this pawn, and then when they take back, and we have this nice center, and when they move bishop b4, we simply cover with the knight. If they take, we take back with our knight, and now they develop their knight. We simply castle. When they castle, we bring the queen into h5. Now we're looking at checkmate in 1. So obviously when they push the pawn, we move back to g4. When they move to h5, trying to kick this queen, go queen f4. If they move the bishop back to e7, we simply move the queen to h6. If they take the free pawn on d4, we simply have this move. Kamikaze! Bishop takes on g6. When they take back, we simply go check with the queen. When they move to safety to h8, we simply take this pawn with another check. And when they move back, we simply go queen g4 and we're eyeing up the knight and checking the king. So when they move, we simply take off this knight, and as you can see, our king is safe. We're just winning here. So let's go back. Now this is my favorite line to play against the Owens, and this is when your opponent goes knight d7. Now we simply go in for the kill with knight f4. And this is why you put your knight on e2. Now, I've had this position so many times over the board, and it is just killing the Owens defense. So if your opponent plays c5, we simply go kamikaze. Knight takes on e6. You're eyeing up the queen, you're eyeing up this bishop. They take with the pawn, and now we come in with this lovely move, queen check. They can either move the pawn to g6 or they can move to e7. First off, if they move the pawn to g6, we simply do this move, kamikaze! Bishop takes on g6. When they take back, now we simply ignore the rook and check with the queen. When the king moves to safety, now we go bishop g5. Now the only move they can make is knight f6, take with the queen. When they move out of danger, we whip off this queen. They move to c6. And now we go queen e8, check. The best move they've got here is to move the knight in front. But now we simply take the free pawn on e6 with another check. If they go c7, come in with the knight with another check. And now if they go c8, we have this move, which is skadoosh. Queen e8, checkmate. So let's go back. Now what if in this situation they go king e7? We simply come in with the bishop and check the king. When they move knight f6, take with the pawn. When they take back, we simply go kamikaze! Bishop check on f6. They have to take, and now we simply come in with queen h4 check. And as you can see, this queen is gone. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Check out the other videos, and it's nice.